You fight pretty good. A bow is no match for a sword, but, well, you make do all right.
Even your praise sounds like a challenge to fight. But I understand you. Thank you. Keep your distance, Knock Knock. We follow different paths.
How so? Will you go separately? Seek your own adventure? If so, farewell then.
While I was still alive, I had so many wonderful feelings, but didn't have the strength to achieve my goals. Now I have sufficient strength for anything, but my goals... There are problems with my goals.
The Stolen Lands are a most intriguing place. I think a delicately decorated guide to the Stolen Lands by Jubilos Narthropple would sell quicker than sobering elixirs after a city festival. Numeria is an incredible place. The fragments of the starship lying in its depths generate the most amazing natural and social phenomena.
It must be great to wander Numeria when you're free and rich and just enjoy life. But when you're a fugitive without a coin in your pocket, all you want to do is get away.
You're from a noble family. I don't understand why you didn't simply return to your parents' castle rather than wandering the forests slaying all manner of monsters.
It's hard to understand. Here in the Stolen Lands, I can be what I am, not who people want to see. Most simply want a beautiful facade, never noticing the human behind it.
The way you finished off those trolls was spectacular. You really have what it takes to be a hero, just like in the stories. I feel like we are making a difference, just like Guy and the Archknights of Avestan. You sort of remind me of him a little.
I did what I had to. They broke the law, and now they have paid the price. Here, in this wild land, it is as close to justice as we are likely to see. And that is fine by me.
When I stayed in village, I saw nothing. With you, Knock Knock sees more during one day than during the whole life. That's why Goblin King would never become a hero. He sees nothing beyond his hind.
Lindsay, what are you writing in there again?
You know, something about someone. I'll let you read it once I'm finished. It's hilarious.
What a party we have here. We somehow suit these lands. In a civilized place, we'd probably all feud with each other all the time. But here, the constant danger keeps us united.
Not a bad shot. Bam! Dead. But admit it, you just got lucky.
Not luck. Skill.
Listen, dead one. Keep away from me. I don't meddle in your business, so don't try getting too close.
We'll see what you say when life is draining from you drop by drop. At that moment, it becomes an easy choice. Become undead or become worm food.
I saw how after a battle, you were leaning over one of the dead. What did you do to him? Some kind of dark magic? Answer me.
You think you have the right to demand something from me? Well, I don't mind satisfying your curiosity. I spoke with his passing spirit. Would you like to know what about? I could send you to him, and you could ask him yourself.
I noticed you looking at a map of Kelesh. Are you trying to find where I'm from? I can show you if you'd like.
Of course you can. But that's not what I was looking for. You see, I know a few things about the customs of Kelesh, and... Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll get to the bottom of this, be sure of that.
There is a nick in my sword again. Where's my whetstone? Why does every noble who so much as glances at me deem it necessary to compose embarrassing odes to me? Why not give me a new pair of boots, for instance?
What, you thought I was going to bite the dust? No way!
That's nothing more than brazen vanity. Give up your pride, Amiri, and accept the inevitability of the end.
I admire your strength of spirit, Amiri. I wish I had the same.
No one beats me. I always survive. Always.
I got really scared when I saw you fall. Please try to be more careful next time.
You're so obsessed in battle. Your eyes shine and your cheeks are on fire. The look on your face in the heat of battle, it makes me wish I'd been a painter.
Miri is almost hero, strong as beast. When you die, can I have your stabber?
Spells all almost wasted. Pointless stuff anyway, right?
Oh, not at all. Magic is a wonderful power, if you use it wisely and put time and effort into learning it.
Don't give up on magic so soon. It's more powerful than it seems at first.
I don't know why I got involved in this crappy magic. It's as useful as nipples on a breastplate.
In your case, I suppose so. You should stick to your giant sword and leave magic to those who have a talent for it.
Don't sweat it. Only a select few can master both magic and the sword.
Don't look at me like that. I'm fine.
You're not a sissy, I'll give you that. And you're right. Those scratches are nothing.
Aren't you the one who always says I should take better care of myself? Don't be so stubborn, Tristian, and let us check your wounds.
Everything's fine. I can take care of myself and the others.
Another hero who keeps claiming he's fine, even as he bleeds to death.
You're going to fall over if anyone so much as taps you on the shoulder. Well, I guess that's true even on your good days.
We're running out of food. I'd go hunting myself, but I lack the talent for it.
If you wish to learn, you need only ask. Everyone should know how to hunt.
Can you ask Jod to teach you a thing or two about the stag god's hunting tricks? You tagged along with him for long enough.
We must replenish our stocks. I'm not sure I can do it, though. I'm not much of a hunter.
I knew we should have taken more rations with us. With hunters like this, we'll soon be starving.
I remember how I used to sing for food on the streets and in the pubs back when I was at the academy. Truth be told, I wasn't very good at it. I do hope it doesn't come to that.
Hunting is simple. I teach you. But first, we need bait for snare. Lindsay will do.
At least the local rabbits will rest easy if we don't go hunting tonight. And we still have some rations.
I pity the rabbits, of course, but I'd prefer one or two hop into our stew pot. A fresh meal is always healthier.
Rabbits are so cute, but so tasty too. I can't tell which one's more important.
So no one's going to hunt tonight? Well, at least that's good for some rabbit or deer who will live to see another dawn.
Damn it, cleric. Hunting is fun and meat is tasty. But you're just a rabbit lover who likes chewing ration packs.
Ha! You put an animal higher than yourself. You think almost as little of yourself as I do.
One more death. I've seen far too much of it.
You could find consolation in my faith, but you are not yet ready if you still try to avoid the inevitable.
You carry a heavy burden of loss, but you still stand strong. Don't lose that now. The deaths of our friends must never break our spirit.
Death reminds me of things I'd rather forget.
We all have bad memories that come to us in nightmares, or in times like this.
Those who constantly grieve over others never live for themselves. You're merely wasting time that you don't have much of. Such wasted life is worse by far than death.
My eyelids are heavy as stones. Don't know if I can guard the camp tonight.
I must raise my prayers to Grotus, so I'll be too busy to help. Ask someone who's more concerned with worldly things.
No way! I have to finish the draft of my new chapter. Someone who can't write should guard the camp. There's enough illiterates among us.
So exhausted. I must sleep. Could you look after the camp?
I'm ready to keep watch. Don't worry about that.
We must set patrols, preferably in groups of 2.
I'd better chance my luck and go to sleep. I don't want blue rings around my eyes tomorrow.
The closer we get to the danger, the sooner we'll put an end to it. We just have to stay on guard. Wise caution is not contrary to valor.
Bad place for a camp. We'd best not linger here long.
Cool it, tough guy. If anyone attacks, we'll calm them down in a heartbeat.
Thank you, but I don't plan to spend all night outside.
I will do like this. I hide and wait until you are attacked. Then I run away.
We should make sure it's safe. Something dangerous may be stalking us nearby.
Yeah, easy for you. You got that dog following you around, barking if anything's off. Too bad it don't talk.
We'd better stay together. If someone attacks, we might be too far away to help.
We should look around first. Be sure the camp is secure.
Oh no, we'll do like all smart adventurers do. We'll just sit here quietly and let the adventures come to us.
I admit, it worries me a little too when we camp in the open for all to see. But then I can play the lute, and the light from our campfire can be seen from afar anyway.
I can go with you. I will ride your beast. Why are you looking at me funny? Fine then. Now I'm not going.
My wife would cook venison stew like no one else in the world. And now my life is reduced to eating dry rations.
I know you've been through a lot, but don't be so gloomy. You may yet meet a special someone who cares about you.
It feels strange to hear stories about such comforts. Homemade meals, things familiar to everyone, but unknown to me.
Once hot homemade meals awaited me every time I returned home. Now I choke on dry rations.
Will you ever stop whimpering? Finish your crackers and get some sleep.
I can't stand widowers. Spare a slave his chains, and he will mourn them to the end of his life.
We are all just ashes and dust that hasn't yet attained eternal rest. Remember this, and no tragedy can shatter your calmness.
Your words sound comforting, strangely enough.
Say no more. No one can truly prepare for death, neither one's own nor another's.
Death is inevitable. All that exists must perish. Why mourn that which is already written? Why ponder ways to fend off the inevitable? Accept death for what it is, and you will gain true serenity.
Fall down and die, all of you. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, Harem. Life always defeats death. Time after time, again and again. It is especially important to remember that truth in times like this.
You again, with all your extra words. Stop! Now! Knock Knock will sleep instead.
I feel the touch of Grotus.
You are pale. You need medicine. Or a blessing.
You usually just talk rubbish. This time I'm inclined to agree. You look worse than ever.
I feel the breath of the great god. He is near. He is here.
I just itch to yell, "Leave our friend alone, you grave rot!" But you're the one who keeps calling him dwarf.
You should rest, Harem. You don't look well.
I like it in here. This place calms my soul.
Which calm you talking about, for demon's sake? I feel danger. My blood is about to boil, and I can almost make out clanging steel.
You managed to see something good even in creepy places like this. I admire that about you.
In such a dark place, my rest will be calm and deep.
It's a rare occasion when we can learn some optimism from Harem. Optimism from Harem!
I care not where we camp, so long as no one troubles me at night.
Starving to death is a fine sacrifice to Grotus.
Think again, Sir Dwarf. We're not in a desert. There's plenty of game about and a town not far away. No one's going to starve to death.
All this drama because we're running a bit low on rations. You know, Harem, if you had the slightest hint of talent, you might become a decent tragedy poet. Or a professional mourner.
Oh, now even I will say you're overreacting. We'll chance across some peddler and buy something to eat, or one of us will go out to set some traps.
Only by starving myself to death and rejecting this mortal flesh shall I perceive the divine wisdom of my lord.
Fearsome for words. Need to find food fast before your terrible words completely kill us all.
I've always respected the religious beliefs of others, but it's still disturbing to hear someone call upon death for no particular reason.
Oh, great Crotus, don't abandon me, your miserable servant!
What a lovely paradox. A deity whose only ambition is the end of all existence, nevertheless grants his servant the power to create.
Harem's prayers give me the creeps. The way they sound makes my skin crawl. Ugh.
Oh, harbinger of lost days, heed my prayer.
I felt a cold chill. I wonder at the vast difference between our two deities and their faiths.
I couldn't say what makes me more weary, his preaching or his prayers.
Does anyone wish to learn how to extract information from the dead? This is your last chance to get to know your companions better.
Don't even think about it.
To prolong life's emptiness and breathe a semblance of life into the corpse of one who has finally found peace. This shows a lack of wisdom.
You know, I could resurrect your dead friends, so you wouldn't have to carry anyone.
I warn you, Jaethal. I will not allow such blasphemy, even if I must use force to prevent it.
If I go down and she messes with my corpse, someone better knock her one in the jaw.
Don't deceive yourself. I shall live longer than all of you combined.
I regret that I cannot help you, and I don't mean just your bodily wounds.
I don't need your compassion.
No one is questioning your strength. Why do you always behave as if someone's trying to offend you?
Your sharp wit. You better rest a bit, though, or we'll be piecing you together by tomorrow.
Why does everyone look even more miserable than usual?
It is so cold, so damp. Why did we decide to camp here?
It smells like a troll's armpit in here. What the hell is that? Did the Baron take off his boots? Or is there a rotting corpse nearby?
You're quiet today. In case you're wondering, that wasn't a complaint.
Don't gloat. You know full well how such an environment affects the party's morale.
Oh, do you think so? Well, I thought our companions were enjoying the spirit of this place.
What are you looking at?
It's not often that one gets to see a walking corpse so close, and one that's barely standing at that. You should heal yourself, or whatever you call it.
I'm sorry, Jaethal. You were gravely wounded today. Several times. They knocked the living daylights out of you.
Got nothing else to look at?
I saw what a terrible blow you suffered in that fight. Are you sure you're all right?
I'm sorry, but your wounds, they still haven't healed. It's a horrible sight, but I can't look away.
I wait when you become dead meat. Dead meat. Soon.
It's true, I don't need food to survive. But I hope I've made myself clear. I'll not be changing my habits for your sake.
I realize we don't have to be friends to travel together, but can't we at least be cordial?
If it were up to me, you wouldn't set foot on this land. But the word of the Baron is law.
It's amusing to be the last sober guest at a feast. It's even better to be the only one in the party who isn't afraid of starving to death.
Don't worry, we don't need your charity.
Bless us, O goddess. Give us wings, and your blight shall soar. Give us power, and all shall fulfill your will.
By the gods. Friends, I'm not hungry at all today. Who wants my share?
Oh, and I thought that after that giant centipede dissection, nothing would ever ruin my appetite again.
I eat and drink to the glory of Lady Despair. I take from life to give to death. I take from the poor to feed the sated.
What a peculiar ritual.
It's bad luck to keep company with the dead. Having one of those in a party.
What? She dead wasn't eating hers anyway.
If you were better at protecting each other's backs, then you know who would still be alive.
Have you no respect for the fallen? Do everyone a favor. Keep your mouth shut and let us mourn.
I don't deny my part in this. But please, next time think before saying things like that. Everyone feels sad and bitter enough already.
I know I did everything I could to save the member of our company. But what did you do, huh?
How can such a feeble body contain so much scorn? Please, Jubilost, let's not get into this. Not now.
Shush! Or I'll send you to join them.
Oh, it's been a long time since I felt this rotten.
Go to sleep. Tomorrow you'll have strength enough to find help.
I'm afraid I cannot help you just now. But we'll certainly figure something out tomorrow.
I need to go lie down. Or better, go see the healer.
If I were in our enemy's shoes, I'd hit you with the nastiest stuff I have. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm thinking of hitting you with something nasty right now.
When the veil of life is lifted, and in an instant the endless darkness reveals itself, then all arrogance crumbles to dust.
Jub doesn't vomit extra words. Jub must be almost done.
Apparently, trying to get ourselves killed by monsters and bandits is no longer exciting enough. Now we're spending our nights in their lairs.
Just try not to think about it. Tell us about your adventures instead.
Couldn't you keep your mouth shut just once? Stop your complaining and pretend you have some shred of dignity.
Couldn't we find a better place to rest?
This crappy place fits you better than anything else, gnome.
Didn't get enough walking today already? Ready to gather your things, move the tents, and make a fire someplace more to your liking? Go ahead, then. Be my guest.
Seems that today Pharasma was hoping I'd drop by for a cup of tea. I do so hate to disappoint women.
That's the right way to talk about death. Jokes and scoffs.
I bet Jubilost has been racking his brains for 3 nights straight trying to come up with that joke, and spent the next 3 waiting for an opportunity to tell it.
I remember one other time I barely escaped death. It happened somewhere in Varisia, as I recall. Seems Destiny is out of new tricks, so she starts repeating her old favorites.
Today your witty lines encourage rather than hurt people's feelings. We could use more of that.
Putting on a brave face? Well, the same fate awaits both the cowardly and the fearless, although some meet their ends sooner than others.
Now that there are fewer of us, it's so cold, so empty. I don't want to talk.
The dead live on in stories of the living. And if you have nothing to say good about the dead, they don't deserve us missing them.
Patience. It's hard to get used to it. But it's easier if you don't talk about it.
I don't know how I'll write today. I don't want to write about death at all.
Don't force yourself to speak if you've nothing to say. Let us instead just sit in silence.
I fear I'm going to cry. Just brush it off, child. The same lot awaits you all.
Forgive me, my friends, but today I will not be able to entertain you with song and story. I'm going to need to lie down.
How sad. I will pray to Sarenrae for your quick recovery. But don't linger. Go, lie down. You need rest.
No, don't worry. Rest as much as you need.
I don't feel well. Forgive me, friends. Today you'll have to while away the evening without me.
Oh, blessed be the silence we are granted by night.
Praised be Ergothoa, a few hours of peace.
Go. We'll be okay without you. Yes, without Lindsay. But come back later. Knock needs someone to laugh at.
I do so love traveling. All the magnificent sights, our adventures, the people we meet. I just wish we didn't have to walk so much.
Be glad you don't have to carry most of the weight.
We're not walking that far. Many of my fellow travelers come back taller on account of the extra calluses on their feet.
Sometimes I regret that the gods didn't make my companions the same size as me, with the same stride at least.
There is no request too small for a servant of Sarenrae. If you wish, I could take a look at your calluses.
Just 500 gold coins a day, and I'll carry you myself. What, too stingy? Suit yourself.
Somehow, this gloomy place reminds me of the nights I spent in the fields of Galt as a backcountry girl. The babbling brooks, grass caressing your face, and the stars smiling down upon you.
Sounds magical. I'd love to visit such a place someday.
You should go to my homeland. No place in the world are there stars and mountains like those. Although the people, like my family, there's no place in the world that has them either. I'm glad about that.
When I'm afraid to fall asleep, I like pretending that I'm high in the mountains. The proud, snow-covered peaks, lofty pines, and not a soul in sight.
Yeah. You got some imagination.
I guess I should think about what will happen to my book if I don't get to finish it.
Next time, stay away from the middle of the fight. Best to stay behind me. Remember, in a battle, just like in a book, everyone has their role and place.
You call those wounds? It's just a scratch. You'll be fine, you hear me? Don't even think about dying here.
Of course I knew that adventures were dangerous affairs, but I didn't expect them to be so dangerous.
Don't be afraid, Lindsay. I will fight for you. You didn't finish writing about my feats.
Oh, you must be careful, Lindsay. I understand why you'd want to get a better look, but you really must stay back.
On one hand, the threat of famine took a toll on the party's morale. But on the other hand, their growling stomachs scared away all the monsters and bandits in the area.
You better write that we fight like devils in the day and feast like kings at night. People sing songs about great heroes, not snot-nosed, hungry tramps.
I'm so happy I no longer pursue art.
After looking through their dwindling supplies, the party had a sinking feeling in their stomachs. We were about to find out whether fasting is truly good for one's health. How's that sound?
Well said! But we do actually have enough supplies, right, friends? Right?
Why don't you read the part where I sink my teeth into a juicy gammon? Or fry a wyvern with lightning?
It was a good day today. I almost ran out of spells, and my voice is so hoarse. Any longer, and I'd be reduced to fighting hand to hand.
That's right. By the way, in the future, could you perhaps cast them a little softer? I'm inspired by the sound of your voice, but I find it harder to concentrate when it's so, you know.
Next time, try to whack someone on the head with that tome of yours. I'll wager 10 gold coins that you could crack even a troll's skull with that thing.
Whew, I almost lost my voice today. I don't think I've ever cast so many spells.
I am astonished time and again how, strong your voice is.
You should scream even louder when you cast. A few days later and you won't be able to say a word, and we'll all go deaf on day one.
Is it just me who can't fall asleep at night? I'm scared that some uninvited guests might show up.
We should try to avoid unexpected engagements, although sometimes they are unavoidable.
I understand you, but don't let such thoughts keep you awake.
Looks like tonight something might happen that'll be worth writing about.
He who fears nothing sleeps tight. And he who sleeps tight is fearing nothing. Did you hear that? Write that down, what I just said, before we forget.
I'm bored to death with crawling through bushes, gathering branches, fetching armfuls of leaves. If someone's interested, be my guest, but you can do it without me this time.
If Lindsay keeps talking, we will miss the whole great beast.
Someday I will write an ode against the field ration. It's not food. It's a crime against all decency.
The lot of all books is to turn to dust and be forgotten. It's the way of all things.
You are such a child sometimes. I'd be happy to give you my share, if we had anything to share.
If someone agrees to go and fetch some meat for us, I'll dedicate the first volume of my book to them. Oh gods, even the whole book. Just bring us something fresh to eat.
As an author, I cannot approve of such a foolish artistic solution. On the other hand, as a hungry traveler...
Very well. I'll go then. Hunt. Shoot some deer. Did you buy it? Oh, your eyes are blazing. Don't pout. You'll have deer, just not tonight.
Oh, last time I got beat up this bad was when I disagreed with Chief Shatshank. Bones sticking through skin, just like now.
You worry me when you talk like that. Let me tend to your wounds.
Nah, too much hassle for the one who is so close to his end.
Ow! Almost got an eye out. Is it pricey to get a new one? Nah, don't need it. Eyeless hero is better than intact hero.
Scars are valuable trophies. You should be proud when you get new ones from a great fight.
Stop showing me every last of your bruises! I will be seeing nightmares after these demonstrations.
Our kind knows how to hide. Longshanks don't. Why do you rest like this, then, without cover? Not afraid?
What can be worse than goblins nagging? Only when he is right. Somebody should have cared about the camp's protection.
I don't have to hide. Somebody trying to eat me will learn to regret it. I promise you that.
You Longshanks and Halfshanks build your cities with walls around them. And here you sit without any protection and clear sight. Strange.
Honestly, Knock Knock is right. But considering him being around, even protected, camp isn't safe enough.
We count on our companions, Knock Knock. Someone will raise an alert and warn the others if anything goes wrong.
It hurts so deeply to lose a friend.
Don't cry. Seeing you crying makes me feel empty inside.
One more spark extinguished. One more soul gone to Pharasma's trial in my god's pale gloam.
Life is so fragile, isn't it? One moment you live, the next, you're gone.
I know not how to comfort you, but if you don't mind, I'll just sit here with you. Do you know how the saying goes? A sorrow shared is half a sorrow. A hope shared is hope twice over.
Stop whining. I said stop whining. When you're so upset, I grow restless.
Nah, life is for tough stuff. If you survive, then you are worth.
I don't feel well.
I've seen these symptoms before. In the red light district in Absalom. I must say, it wouldn't hurt if you got checked every once in a while, just for good measure.
Such suffering will not fade on its own. You must find someone who can deal with this.
I barely survived this day. I hope tomorrow I'll feel better.
It's unusual to see you so quiet. You're closer to Grotus now, but are you ready to meet him?
Knock it off. Shoulders back. Chest up. Finish your dinner and go get some sleep. I don't want to see that attitude tomorrow.
Our backpacks grow more empty by the day. We should replenish our supplies.
Your false optimism makes me sick. Why must you pretend? Do you fear that no one will like you if you show your true face?
Don't worry. Even if we are out of rations, we can always hunt.
Guess we'll need to cut our rations soon.
Seems to me you don't eat nothing anyway. Wonder how you keep going.
At least our backpacks are lighter now. But tomorrow someone will have to go hunting.
I have idea. Let's get rid of the one who eat the most. Huh? Good idea? Why you look at Knock Knock like that?
So, rations for lunch today? Great! I've got dried apples!
Oh, times like these I miss the good old days, when a proper chef cooked for me.
Good grief, even Octavia can see how many rations we've got left. I guess that must mean you could count them on one hand.
Why is everyone so gloomy? So we have rations for supper, big deal. Is that really a good reason to be so sad?
Without fresh meat, it's not a meal. It's just crap.
The light of your heart warms those around you. Traveling with you is a true pleasure.
Did you hear that, boys and girls? A few more days, and we're on a diet. We're running out of food.
If we run out of meals, I can always just eat you.
If you're hungry, just tell me. I'll share whatever I have.
Our chief doesn't care about us, and soon we'll be walking around hungry.
A hungry traveler is a traveler in peril. If I'm not well fed, I won't be able to solve all the problems the world keeps dumping on us.
Why be sad, friend? The spirit is stronger than the flesh. You of all people must know this, Ragongar.
Well, is anyone going hunting? We on hare diet again?
Joker. Why don't you go fry some wild boar for us?
Don't you think there's already enough death and pain in the world, even without killing someone just to fill your stomach?
Well, who's for dinner? I want meat.
Ha ha ha! So funny. It doesn't mean you're wrong, though. These meals stick in my throat.
Chin up, Reg. These meals aren't so bad. Better than the slop we ate as children.
Let us raise a toast to those who fought bravely and died a glorious death.
I could tell you a few things about this particular ritual, but perhaps this time I'd better just join the toast.
That's right. Here's how we honor the fallen fighters. Not with whining. If I drop dead one day, drink in my honor till the mountains shake.
We should honor the memory of those who are no longer with us. Let us raise our goblets.
The dead don't care what toasts we make.
Their feats will not be forgotten. I'll make sure of that.
Magic is such a strange thing. If you don't keep an eye on your spells, the next day you may find yourself without any.
Trust me, it becomes a habit in no time. Preparing your spells will be routine before you know it.
Oh, magic is a bizarre and mysterious thing. It comes to its adepts in such strange and unusual ways.
Magic is like armor and weapons. If you don't look after it, it will eventually fail you.
Magic, bodily strength, even faith demand constant dedication. The moment you turn your back on them, they falter. It's true of all that exists in this world.
You know, before sleep, I like to recall verses from my favorite songs. It's like a little ritual, and very soothing.
Sometimes the carelessness of this party is cause for great concern. No one even tried to hide the camp.
You're right, it is unwise. But perhaps this is the will of Sarenrae, and the light of our fire shall lead some poor soul to salvation.
Screw it! I laugh in danger's face. Let 'em come. I'll knock their teeth in.
I once served the Sword Lords. I must admit, their people would never leave their camps out in the open like this.
All right, I'll play scribe. We'll lodge your formal complaint properly and pass it on to the Baron's Chancery. We do have a Chancery in the Barony, don't we?
Give those war dogs free rein and they'll give us military order every waking moment. You'll have us doing drills on the training ground.